guys, I am so excited to be back with you. I've missed you so much. I've missed dropping these videos for you. Today's video is about sex. And I know you guys are pumped for this one. I talked about it on my Instagram and I got so many DMs like, oh, I can't wait to watch that. But it's here now. We're talking about sex today in a different way. You guys already know that I love talking about sex. I mean, you won't talk about sex. Somebody has to talk about it, right? So, who else? Me. So, today's video is not just about sex. It's really about something that I learned about the energy of sex or the sexual energy. And, I mean, I've been going through this for the past so many months now. Like, I've just been studying it and really understanding it from my own point of view. Everything that I'm going to share with you today is my perspective. It is my personal opinion. I'm not saying that this is how anything is. I'm just saying that this is how I'm feeling and this is what I think. And these are the answers that I'm getting from within. So take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. Like, you don't have to judge anything that I say. Just take what works for you and go. Capish, capish. Everybody happy. Now, so you already know I've been that's not what I was gonna say. I've been single for a long time now, almost a year. Wow, almost a year I've been single. But I mean, I like being single because, like, when I'm single, like, I get into my creative zone, like, really, really deep. So it's not really something that I'm like, oh, I'm so single, I'm so sad. Nah, I'm single and working on me and happy. I've tried dating a couple of times, but I guess my mind wasn't ready, so I don't know. Anyways, that's not the gist. The gist is I went to Ghana. I was in Accra for about 2 weeks, and the entire duration of my trip, I was horny. I was horny before I stepped on the plane to go, and I was horny throughout the trip. I was turned on to the max for no reason at all. Like, I could just be sitting down and then I'll be telling my friends, I'm horny, oh. Just like that. Like, I could feel the sexual energy was so intense in my body. It was like the strongest horny I've ever been in my life. I'd never been that horny in my life. And then every single day I was horny. And so I knew that I really had to sit back and try to understand why I was so charged energetically. Now, what even happened that made it worse for me was I had a couple of shows. I had about 3-4 shows in Accra. And after the first show, I noticed that if I was horny before, like, I became extra horny after the show, because when I'm performing, I mean, sexual energy is energy. It's all energy in your body. And you can't really, I don't know how to explain this. You can only transform the energy from one form to another, right? So I guess what was happening was I was transforming the sexual energy into performance energy or creative energy when I was performing. And with that, the energy was multiplying. By my last show in Accra, I was a mess. I was a total mess. On stage, I felt so energetic. Like, I had so much energy and I was just going and going and going and going. At the end of the show, when I got back to my room that night, I was messed up. I was just like, look, I am horny. Like, we had a long day for that show. I could have, like, gotten back to my room and crashed, like, sleep off and forget about everything. But no, I was supercharged. I was energized. I was so on. And it was intense, man. I couldn't even sleep that night. I think I slept at 7 a.m. in the morning. But that's not the gist. The gist is I finally decided to tackle it. I finally decided to hold the energy, to understand the energy. And this is what's going to make this conversation a little bit long, because I'm going to dive in here and dive in there. So please stick with me, okay? Now, there's something that I've noticed about the suppression of energy, or the suppression of anything, the suppression of desire, the suppression of feelings. Whatever you suppress will find a way to overpower itself or overpower you to such a point where you can't really suppress it anymore. It now becomes this thing that you have to take care of, you know? And so throughout our lives, we haven't been really or properly educated about sex. People don't want to talk about it. When they talk about it, they tell you, oh, this is bad, don't do that, you go to hellfire. We go to church and it's the same teaching, you know. They don't really tell us what to do. So they tell you not to have sex, but they don't tell you what to do in all that time when biology is taking over you, when energy is taking over you. And so people are lost. People are like, okay, I have all this going on. What am I supposed to do? Because nobody tells you. People just say, oh, don't have sex before you're married. Don't do this, don't do that. And hey, let's talk about sex before marriage, by the way. I am totally up for no sex before marriage because I understand why that is important. Or no sex for a long time, or whatever belief systems you hold for yourself. I've come to understand why that is very important. For one, you will build that discipline muscle around sex, around satisfying your desires, around satisfying your flesh, and around, you know, having just casual sex. Because you know what? We have so much to talk about. I feel like I'm going to have to break this video down into several little videos just about sex. Eva, I've rambled. I did say I was gonna go like this. So yeah, I am up for delaying sex. I'm really up for it. Like, yes, please delay sex as long as you can, because you will help yourself. You will build discipline. You will build much needed discipline that will actually help you even when you're married or when you're in a serious relationship and things like that. But let's talk about this situation where you actually have energy. There is energy pulsing inside you and it is moving through your body. You can feel it. It is in there somewhere and you can feel it and it's taking over you and you just feel like, oh, if somebody could just touch me right now. And that's exactly how I was feeling. So, this is what happened. I found myself the first night moving the energy. So I literally sat on a couch, and perhaps this is one form of masturbation. I don't know. All I know is I did not touch myself. I did not like fondle myself or anything like that. I mean, I don't masturbate. I don't know how to, or maybe I know how to, but I just don't like it. I've experimented with masturbation when I was a child, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, and it wasn't really my thing. It wasn't like, that's not my thing. But I'm just sitting down there on the couch, horny as shit. And then I begin to do that. And I begin to move back and forth and just, like, I'm just moving with the energy, right? So if the energy is going that way, I'm going that way with it. If it's going this way, I'm going this way with it. So I'm on the couch by myself. And I'm just like, oh, I'm horny. Like, this is real. This is what's going on. I'm horny. I'm so horny. And I'm just like holding that energy in there, and it's moving in my waist, it's moving down in my sacral chakra. I can feel it in my sacral chakra. And if you don't know what the sacral chakra is, the sacral chakra is your second energy center, going from the bottom up. Right there where your creativity sits is, that's where the sacral chakra is. That's where really the sexual energy houses itself, and I can feel it down there just below my navel, my belly button, and around my pelvic region, and I'm just feeling that energy. So when the energy goes that way, I'm going that way with it. When it goes this way, I'm going this way with it. So I was just feeling the energy, and I was moving with the energy. And then I began to imagine that it was going up and up, and I brought it up to my heart center, and then I brought the energy up to my third eye chakra, and I was just feeling it and feeling it. I could feel that energy just vibrate all over me. Next thing you know, I'm super turned on to the max, and then I'm excited as hell. And it was like the best feeling ever to hold on to my energy, enjoy the energy, allow it to flow through me. And then in that moment, I began to visualize stuff. I was just visualizing things. I just began to have these creative ideas of things that I wanted to do and things that I wanted to create, you know, like I was just thinking and thinking, but I was still having fun, and I was still, you know, straddling the cushion or the couch, and I was just going like, And then when I maxed it out, I just lay on my bed and began to think and think and think till I drifted off into sleep. And in that moment, I realized that I had done the one thing that Napoleon Hill was talking about in the book Think and Grow Rich, which is sexual energy transmutation. For the first time, I absolutely understood it. while I was able to take myself to a maximum point of energetic feeling of the sexual energy, I was also able to transform that energy into creative energy and have all these wonderful creative ideas. And that's what I want to share with you today. How you can control the energy, not control per se, you can't really control it. How you can contain the energy within you and use it inside of you. I guess you can say that that's a form of masturbation. I mean, I'm over there straddling the cushion, right? So we can say that's like maybe a form of masturbation or whatever, but all I know is I didn't have to touch myself. I didn't have to imagine that somebody was touching me. I just had to imagine that the energy was moving through me. So try this and let me know how it works for you. Let me know if you're successful in transmuting the energy from sexual energy into creative energy, and if you're able to actually use it. For the most part, I'm still horny. I still have my sexual energy intact. And I look forward to doing some more creative visualizations with it in another couple of days or so. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I know I've babbled and I've rambled, but that's what story time is really about. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to be trying sexual energy transmutation. And if this is something that you might want to think about sometime, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to read from you guys. Don't be shy. Let's talk about it. Let me learn from you as well. Let others read in the comments, learn from you as well. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.